Chosen one, you were not supposed to find this. I need you to understand that before I say another word, not as a dramatic introduction, not as a phrase designed to hold your attention, as a literal, spiritually verifiable statement of fact. The message you are about to receive was not supposed to reach you. There were forces, intelligent, calculated, specifically assigned to your life, that did everything within their power to ensure that you never arrived at this moment, that you scrolled past, that something interrupted you, that a notification pulled your attention away, or a feeling of busyness convinced you that this was not the right time. And yet, here you are. The fact that you are here, watching this, present, receiving, is not the result of a casual decision you made to consume content. It is the result of God moving in your timeline with deliberate, precise, sovereign intention. He cleared the path. He held your attention. He made sure that out of everything competing for your eyes and your mind in this moment, this found you. Not the other way around. This found you. And the reason he went to that length, the reason heaven mobilized to ensure this message reached you specifically, is what I am going to spend the rest of this time revealing. Because the word I have been given for you today is not general. It is for the chosen one who has been living inside a specific kind of confusion that they have never been able to fully name. A confusion that sits at the intersection of genuine faith and genuine exhaustion. A confusion that sounds like this: I know God is real. I know I am called. I know something has been prepared for me. And I cannot understand why the gap between what I know and what I am living refuses to close. That confusion ends today. Stay with me. Let me describe your life with precision. You have a faith that is real, not inherited passively, not performed for an audience, real. You have had encounters with God that you cannot explain away. Moments of undeniable divine contact that became the anchor points of everything. You have built your choices, your sacrifices, your entire direction around what you know to be true about God and about the calling He placed on you before you were born. That foundation is genuine. It has never been the problem. And yet, there is a ceiling, an invisible, inexplicable ceiling between where you are and where your spirit knows you are supposed to be. You press against it. You pray against it. You do everything the Word of God instructs, and the ceiling remains. Not dramatically. It simply ensures that the specific breakthrough you have been believing for the longest keeps arriving at the edge of your life and then retreating. I know what that pattern has done to your prayer life. The prayer does not stop. Your faith is too real for that. But something in the quality of it changes. A guardedness that was not there in the beginning. A subtle management of expectation that protects you from the specific pain of believing fully and watching the breakthrough retreat again. You still pray, but with one part of yourself slightly held back. And you have almost never admitted that to anyone because admitting it feels uncomfortably close to doubt. I see the relationships, the pattern of investing in people who were supposed to be part of the next chapter, and watching those connections either fail to develop or dissolve at exactly the moment they were supposed to produce something. I see the specific loneliness of a person who carries their calling entirely alone because it is too unusual, too spiritually weighted for most people around them to fully understand. I see the finances, provision that always arrives. God has never let you fall completely, but always calibrated to sustain rather than to build. Enough to keep you in the field, not enough to establish what your assignment requires. And beneath all of it, the quiet, persistent, almost never spoken question at the center of your most private moments. Is there something about my situation that God has not yet told me? Is there a key that everyone who breaks through has access to that I do not? Chosen one, the answer is yes. There is something you have not yet been told, and this message was sent to give it to you. That is why you were not supposed to find it. That is why God made sure you did. Before I give you what you came here for, anchor yourself in this moment. Press the like button right now as a declaration that you are present and ready. Type 999 in the comments. 9 is the number of divine finality, the closing of one cycle and the opening of what God has been preparing on the other side. When you type 999, you are declaring, the season of not knowing ends here. The revelation begins now. Subscribe if you have not yet done so. This channel exists to keep finding you at the exact moments your spirit needs what it carries. Now, let's go deeper. Acts chapter 9. The road to Damascus. Saul, who will become Paul, who will write more of the New Testament than any other human being, is traveling with a specific assignment. His assignment is the destruction of the very movement he is about to become the greatest advocate for. He is educated, religious, zealous, powerful, and completely wrong about the most important thing in the world. And then, verse 3. As he neared Damascus on his journey, suddenly a light from heaven flashed around him. Suddenly, without warning, without a season of seeking or growing in spiritual openness, in the middle of the wrong journey, moving in the wrong direction, heaven intervened. The light knocked him to the ground. The voice spoke his name. And the man who arrived at Damascus was not the same man who left Jerusalem. The first truth I need you to receive: Saul was not looking for this. He was not seeking a divine encounter. He was moving with confidence in a completely wrong direction, and God interrupted him anyway. Not because Saul deserved it, but because God had already decided what Paul was going to be before Paul had any awareness of the decision. Galatians 1:15, Paul writes it himself. But when God, who set me apart from my mother's womb and called me by his grace, was pleased to reveal his Son in me. Set apart from the womb. The calling existed before the person was conscious of having one. Chosen one. Your calling was decided before you knew you had one, before the first faithful choice, before the first earnest prayer. Heaven already knew your name in the context of the assignment. The Damascus road is already being arranged, and if the blinding light has not yet arrived, it is not because the appointment was canceled. It is because the road is still being prepared. The second truth explains the sealing. 2 Corinthians 12:7. Paul writes, "To keep me from becoming conceited, I was given a thorn in my flesh, a messenger of Satan, to torment me." A thorn. Given, not permitted, not passively allowed, but given by God. To the most anointed apostle of the first century church, the man whose shadow healed people, who raised the dead, that man was given a persistent, unresolved limitation that he prayed about 3 times and was not delivered from. Not because God could not remove it, because God chose not to, because the thorn was serving a purpose that the deliverance would have undermined. Not every ceiling in your life is the enemy's obstruction. Some ceilings are God's protection. Some of the limitations that have frustrated you most, the provision that sustains but does not overflow, the breakthrough that arrives partially but not completely. Some of those are not the enemy holding something back. They are God holding something back. Not permanently, not punitively, architecturally, because the version of you that walks through the fully open door needs to be built through the partial opening into something that can sustain what is on the other side without being destroyed by it. This does not mean you stop pressing or believing. It means you stop interpreting every unresolved season as evidence that something is wrong with you. The thorn in Paul's life was not evidence of spiritual failure. It was evidence of extraordinary spiritual appointment. The enemy does not assign resistance to empty lives. The third truth is the one you are not supposed to receive. Romans 8:28, "And we know that in all things God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose." In all things. Not the good things, not the things that feel clearly connected to the calling. In all things, the detours, the delays, the seasons of apparently wasted time, the prayers answered differently than they were asked. God has been working in all of it, not observing, working, active, sovereign, purposeful, working toward a specific good that was decided before you knew you were called. The ceiling you have been pressing against is not a ceiling at all. It is a construction site. What looks like a wall from your side is a structure being built from the other side. The confusion at the intersection of genuine faith and genuine exhaustion, that is what happens when you are inside a process you cannot see the outside of. When you are on the Damascus road but have not yet arrived at the moment, the light flashes. It is not canceled. It is being constructed. Now, the practical revelation. The specific things the chosen one in a pre-Damascus season must do. 3 things that separate the chosen one who breaks through from the one who stalls at the edge of it indefinitely. The first, stop explaining your season to people who do not have the vocabulary for it. The repeated attempt to justify the waiting, to articulate why the calling is real even without visible confirmation, to defend the vision to containers that cannot hold it, that is draining something from you that needs to be redirected. Proverbs 23:9, "Do not speak to fools, for they will scorn your prudent words." Not because the people in your life are contemptible, but because wisdom spoken into the wrong container produces scorn rather than support. And gentle, well-meaning scorn from people who love you but cannot understand your assignment is one of the enemy's most effective tools against the chosen one in the final season before the breakthrough. Stop explaining, start protecting. The vision is not diminished because it is unconfirmed. The second, release the timeline, not the promise, the timeline. The specific version of the breakthrough arriving on the schedule your logic constructed. What God is building is almost certainly not arriving in the shape or sequence your expectation has been waiting for. And one of the primary ways the chosen one misses the breakthrough is by being so precisely calibrated to the version they expected that they fail to recognize the version that actually arrives. Saul was not on the road to Damascus expecting an encounter that would change everything. He was there for a completely different reason. The flexibility to receive something unexpected is not the abandonment of faith. It is the highest expression of it. The third, return to first love, not first understanding, first love. Before the theology accumulated, before the disappointments layered themselves over the original encounter, before you became careful, return to the God you met in the first encounter, the one that started all of this, the one that was so undeniably real you built your life around it. Let it be fresh again. Revelation 2:4, Jesus says, "Yet I hold this against you. You have forsaken the love you had at first." Not the work, not the doctrine, the love, the thing that made all of it worth doing before it became the thing you do. The chosen one who breaks through is not the one with the most refined theology. It is the one who is still, after everything, in love with the God who started this. Type first. Love in the comments right now if you are choosing to return. Let it be a declaration. Let the next chosen one who finds this message read your comment and be given the same permission. Now, why were you specifically not supposed to find this? Because the enemy does not fight against every piece of spiritual content. He concentrates resistance on the specific messages that carry the specific keys for the specific chosen ones in his crosshairs. You were not supposed to find this because this word carries a key, and he knew that if it reached you, something held in place by confusion would be released by clarity. Something moving slowly because of the guardedness in your faith would accelerate, because the guardedness would lose its justification. He was right. Something has already shifted in you since the first minutes of this message. You have been feeling it. That movement is not my doing. Isaiah 55:11. So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it. The word that found you today will not return empty. It will accomplish what it was sent to accomplish. In your life, in this season, from this moment. Type "It found me" in the comments if you receive that. Chosen one, I want to close this the way it began, with a statement of fact. God made sure you found this, not because you are the most faithful or the most consistent, because the chapter opening in your life right now requires a foundation of clarity you did not previously have. And he does not open chapters without ensuring the person stepping into them has what they need to walk through fully. In the next 7 days, write this down, do one thing. Find the earliest memory you have of the original encounter with God that started all of this. The moment the calling was first made clear. Return to it, not to analyze it. Simply return to the presence of it. Let it be fresh again. Let the distance of years and disappointments fall away long enough that you can feel the original fire without the weight of everything added since. That return is the spiritual posture from which everything God has been holding back begins to release. The breakthrough does not come through effort alone. It comes through alignment. And the alignment God is looking for is not perfect performance. It is the chosen one who, after everything, after all the years and all the cost and all the seasons that made no visible sense, can look up from the field and say, I am still here because I still love you, not because of what you are going to do, because of who you are. That declaration, made from the field, made in the unresolved, made without the guarantee of immediate confirmation, that is what releases what performance and discipline alone cannot produce. Jeremiah 33:3. Call to me, and I will answer you and tell you great and unsearchable things you do not know. You asked. Perhaps not today, not in words, perhaps only in the ache of the gap that has been your private prayer for longer than you can remember. You asked, and he answered, with this message, with this moment, with the precise, enemy-defying delivery of a word that was not supposed to reach you. Subscribe if you are not yet subscribed. Leave, God made sure I found this, in the comments. Share this with one person whose season sounds like what I described today, because the word that found you was not calibrated only for you. You are not a regular person having a difficult life. You are a chosen soul on the road to Damascus, closer to the moment of the light than you have ever been, carrying an appointment decided before you were born, held by a God who does not lose track of what he sets apart. The road is almost finished. The light is closer than the darkness suggests. And the voice that spoke the universe into existence already knows your name in the context of everything he prepared for you. He made sure you found this. He will make sure you arrive at everything else. I will meet you in the next message. Stay in the road, chosen one. The light is coming.